Good morning. My name is Michelle Haggerty, and I was born with a complex heart defect called transposition of the great arteries. In 1977, I was 2 years old. They went in and did open heart surgery at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and they did the repair surgery, the setting repair surgery, and it was by far not a cure. But it got me through, and that was what they were counting on. They didn't know how long it would get me through till, but it kept me alive. And in my early 20s, after high school and trying to keep up with other kids and being sick a lot, when I hit my 20s, my cardiologist explained to me that a heart transplant would definitely be in the future for me. Due to the heart defect. And at the time, I'm in my 20s, I just kind of let it roll off my back. It wasn't immediate, I knew that, and I didn't really focus too much on it. And then in 2008, I was diagnosed with heart failure, and the symptoms started progressing until last year, when my transplant journey really started. And that was with 6 words from my cardiologist. I think it's time for transplant. And even though my husband and I knew this was going to happen, it was still like a punch in the gut. I just wasn't ready. Even though I was expecting it, I wasn't ready for it. And after thinking long and hard about it, and we kind of regrouped, got a plan together, I felt more at ease about it. I have friends with my same heart defect, and they've had transplants successfully. And I also know people who weren't able to get on the transplant list for one reason or another. So I felt extremely fortunate and extremely happy and grateful when I got the call August 16th that said I was officially listed as a status 2. I dropped to my knees, I cried, and I thanked God that I was going to get a second chance at life. And excuse me. So I have been listed now for 344 days, the last 35 of which I have been a status 1A living here at UPMC Presby. And hospital life is different, to say the least. I mean, I'm very comfortable in this setting. I've been in and out of hospitals obviously my whole life with surgeries and different procedures and things, but living here has its challenges, and you really have to bring your A game mentally. You have to have a positive mindset or you just won't survive. There's constant interruptions, very little privacy, and believe it or not, you don't get any rest in the hospital, which most of you may or may not know that, but yeah, it's really hard to sleep here. So it's the hardest part about this for us has been the fact that my husband and we live up in McCain, which is close to Erie, and it's about a 2-hour drive for us. And my husband still works Monday through Thursday, fortunately, so he can come visit me on the weekend. So he's here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that's been quite a strain. I mean, it's a strain financially, but it's been a strain on our relationship as well, because we're like been together 12 years, but we're best friends, and we're still like newlyweds, and we've never really been that apart that much. So we video chat 3 times a day, and that helps me to keep a positive mindset for sure. And then when he's here, Saturday night we do date night. We download a movie or stream a movie. We order in from a restaurant and have Grubhub drop by our food, and we snuggle in the bed, and we make do as best as we can to still continue our lives even though I'm in the hospital. I also try to make my room as cozy as I can. I have blankets from home. I have a cork board behind me that has inspirational sayings, e-cards that people have sent me, little trinkets that people have given me, pictures of my family. All these things are so very important to keep that positive mindset and to stay uplifted during this time. I also run a diffuser with lavender oil that has two purposes. It keeps me calm, it smells like my house, and it also masks the smells that you get here in the hospital. So if you're ever in the hospital extended time, I definitely highly recommend it. Not to mention all the nurses love coming in here. So that's always a bonus. Keeping busy. Keeping busy is the number one thing when you're waiting for transplant. No matter if you're waiting at home or if you're waiting in the hospital, it's especially important. So I walk the hallways as much as possible to keep my muscles going, because it'll make my recovery that much easier. And I've also turned to blogging. I've really found my voice in writing, and I believe that that is my purpose. I finally found what I'm supposed to be here to do. And I started this blog when I went on the list, and it's a raw and honest patient perspective of what it's like to be on the transplant list and to wait for a heart, and how that is, and what emotions I feel and how that affects my family. And I'm also turning this into a book about my journey, and hoping to have that done in about a year. So that way I can really get out my story to a wider audience, and also to promote the importance of organ donation. The more people that read the blog, the more people that will eventually read the book. That's important to, maybe they'll educate other people as well. And it's been quite the spiritual journey as well, as you can imagine, for me. When you're here, you have a lot of time to reflect. Your life is pretty much stripped away. There's no day-to-day things to grab your attention, like running errands, running kids places, or anything like that. So you're pretty much just here with you, yourself, your thoughts, and I've learned a lot about myself, and that's all in my blog. But before I close, I know I'm running out of time, I just wanted to read to you a real quick excerpt from my blog, because I think this will just kind of maybe serve as a reminder of our mission, and what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it. And hopefully you can take some of this with you and remember the importance when you're out there asking people to be organ donors. Okay, so this is a letter I wrote to my future donor, who obviously I have not met yet because I haven't had my surgery. But I felt really compelled to write this. It starts out, "Dearest friend, I feel we've met before on another spiritual plane and another time. I've spoken to you in the morning dawn, and I've whispered to you late at night. You may not be ready to leave yet, and that's okay. There's no worries. I have time, and I can wait. I want you to live your life, have adventures, and fall in love. You and your family have been in the forefront of my mind quite a bit lately. It's hard to express how much love I have for someone who I have yet to meet. I want to assure you that I will honor and celebrate your life every single day, that you will become part of my family, and one day I hope to be a part of your family. Together, our spirits will become one. We will hunt and camp together, sing in the rain, act silly under the summer full moons, and dance by the firelight. I'll teach you to write, and together we will finish my book. We'll meditate, pray, and be still together. We'll be active and we'll be strong. We'll see the mountains of Montana and the deserts of Arizona. When I learn more about you, and your passions will become my passions, and we'll pursue them together, and I'll root for your team, and I'll root for my team. There's no thank you large enough in this world for the gift you and your family are giving us. You are giving me back my life. You are giving parents more time with their daughter, siblings more experiences to share, nieces and nephews a chance to learn who their auntie is, and a husband more time with the love of his life. The only way I know how to repay you is to live every day to the fullest, to speak your name to share your story and honor your life. With love and gratitude. I really hope you can take away part of that today as a reminder just how important it is, what we're doing, and maybe that will help you show another perspective to potential future registrants. So I just want to say thank you again for having me. I love sharing my story with you, and I hope you all have a great day and get out there and enjoy some of that sunshine.